Okay, so to find the area of a composite figure, you separate the figure into individual shapes. So to find the area of a composite figure, you separate the figure into individual shapes. For the total area, we add the individual areas together. So for the total area, we add the individual areas together. For shaded regions, which we'll do later, for shaded regions, you subtract the unshaded area from the total area. So again, for shaded regions, you subtract the unshaded area from the total area. So again, to find the area of a composite figure, you separate the area into individual shapes. For total area, you add the individual areas together. For shaded regions, you subtract the unshaded area from the total area. All right, so now we have the formulas. We have 6 shapes here, okay, 5 polygons and 1 circle. So for square, it's a square is a rectangle, and area of a rectangle is base times height. Okay. For rectangles, again, base times height. For a parallelogram, it's also a quadrilateral. It's in the rectangle family, base times height. Okay. For a triangle, which is 3 sides, which is half of a quadrilateral. If you take a quadrilateral, cut it in half, you get a triangle. It's base times height divided by 2. So triangle is base times height divided by 2. Trapezoid, which is a triangle with the tip of the triangle cut off, is what it looks like. It has 2 bases, base 1 plus base 2 times the height, and then we divide that by 2. And then for the circle, its area equals pi times the radius squared. And again, radius squared means radius times the radius. Radius squared is radius times the radius. All right, so we're going to do our examples here. So if we look at example 1, what does that shape look like? Snow cone, right? And an ice cream cone. So a composite figure is just, we're trying to figure out the way to find the area of an irregular shape. There isn't a name, a mathematical name for a snow cone. But we do know that that snow cone looks like half of a circle and a what? Triangle. So if we want to find the area of a shape that looks like a snow cone, I just have to find the area of half the circle and the triangle. The next one, what does that look like? Like a rocket. So if I want to find the area of that rocket, I need to find the area of the triangle that's at the top, the rectangle that's in the middle, and the trapezoid that's at the bottom. And then the third shape is also an irregular shape, and I don't really know what that looks like, but you'd have to find the area of a triangle, area of a square, and area of a what? Parallelogram. Good. Okay, so we're going to start with example 1. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start with the first one here. We have a semicircle, and a triangle. So we have a semicircle and a triangle, and I know this. Yes. So we have a semicircle and a triangle. Okay, so we start first with the semicircle. How do I find area of a semicircle? Tate. Malachi. Pi times radius squared. That's how you find area of a circle. But a semicircle is what? Half of a circle. So I'm going to do pi, area equals pi
radius squared divided by 2.
Area equals pi radius squared divided by 2. Okay. What is the radius of that circle we have? Kendall. The radius is 5 inches. Is he correct?
Yes, so it's going to be area equals pi 5 squared divided by 2.
So now we put pi 5 squared. What is that? Go ahead.
39.269.
So it should be 39.25.
Area equals 39.25 inches squared.
Now, if your calculator gives you something that's a bit off from that, it's okay because you use the pi button. If you use 3.14, you get a different answer than if you use the pi button. Because the calculator is way more accurate than we are if we just use 3.14. So now we have to do the triangle. How do I find area of a triangle? Yes.
Good, so area equals base times height divided by 2.
What is the base of my triangle? If you look here, the triangle is 5 across here. But to get across here, how far is that? It's also 5. So in total, it's 10. So area equals 10. What's the height? 10 times 8 divided by 2. 10 times 8 is what? 80. 80 divided by 2 is... So area equals 40 inches squared. And then we get that. Now, are we done? No, to get area of the entire thing, what do I have to do? I add them together. So when I add 39.25 and 40, what do I get? Not quite. 79.25. 79.25 inches squared. 79.25 inches squared. That's the total surface. I mean, that's the total area of that cone object. The next one. The rocket ship looking thing. What do we have here? What do we have? We do not have 3 triangles. We have a triangle, a rectangle, and a trapezoid. Good. A triangle, rectangle, and a trapezoid. How do I find area of a triangle? Base times height divided by 2. Okay, so area equals, what's the base of my triangle? 15. If this is 15, then this is 15. So it's 15 times 9 divided by 2. What's 15 times 9? 135. So area equals 135 divided by 2. What is that? 67.5. Okay, so area equals 67.5 centimeters squared. Okay, so next we have the rectangle. Rectangle is just base times height. The base of my rectangle is what? 15. The height is 4. 15 times 4 is 60. 60 centimeters squared. Sorry.
And then now we have the trapezoid. Trapezoid is A equals B sub 1 plus B sub 2 times the height divided by 2. Because you still need the height. Area is always length times width or base times height. So in this case, you have two bases. And so it's base 1 plus base 2 times the height of the figure divided by 2. If I look up here, base 1 is how long? 15. Base 1 is 15 plus base 2 is 18. Okay. The height is 4. And then we divide that by 2. So 15 plus 18 is 30 what? Okay, 33 times 4 is 132. Divided by 2 is, so 66, what is this? Centimeters squared. Am I done? No, I add 67.5 plus 60 plus 66. What do I get? Pots. What's the answer? 193.5. So 193.5 centimeters squared. Sorry. 193.5 centimeters squared. All right, so now we go to the next one. We have a triangle, a square, and a what? Parallelogram. So triangle, square, P-A-R-A. Parallelogram, I kind of like jam that in. So start with the triangle. Triangle is base times height divided by 2. The base of my triangle is 7. The height of my triangle is 4. Then we divide by 2. 7 times 4 is 28 divided by 2 is 14 yards squared. Okay. Next up is the square. Square is always base times height. So this side is 7, so it's 7 squared. What's 7 squared? So area equals 49 yards squared. And then we have, do you guys understand why I put 7 squared? Because 7 times 7 is 7 squared. That's where the squared thing comes from. Because if you have a square here, this side is 7 and that side is 7. So it's 7 times 7. So 7 squared. That's why that's there. All right, last but not least, we have the parallelogram, which is also base times height. Okay, the base of my parallelogram is what? 7. The height is 3. 7 times 3 is 21 yards what? 21 yards squared. Add those together, 14, 49, 21. Adam, 84 what? 84 yards squared. One last thing. At the top. At the top here. This parallelogram will always have the height inside of it at a right angle. So make sure you have that. It'll always have the height inside of it on a right angle. The same thing with the triangle. Let me zoom out a little bit. The same thing with the triangle, unless that triangle is a right triangle. It has this, so a right triangle will look like this. And so the height will be over here. This would be the base. So unless you have a triangle like that, it's going to be inside of it with the right angle. Trapezoid, same deal, inside of it on a right angle. Any questions about that? Okay, good.